Have I told y'all the story about how my friend Melissa was pronounced dead at the scene of her crime? Buckle up, because this is a wild story. Okay, so y'all know Melissa. She is a girl who I met in prison. She was there for felony DUI. So she had a few too many drinks and she drove home from a bar. She remembers taking the curve and then she remembers nothing else. She woke up in the hospital with 6 felony DUIs. Her mom and dad were standing over her just sobbing, and she was like, what in the world is going on? They told her what had happened, and she immediately broke into tears, and I swear she's never been the same since. So her car crashed into a bar, and there were people like standing outside waiting to get into the bar, and apparently her car hit that line of people. Police officer came over, checked her pulse. She was slumped over in her seat, and he knew that she had died, and so they tarped her car and then went to attend to the people who were still living but who were injured. And so at the end of the night, after they had gotten everybody else all taken care of and stuff and off to the hospital, they went back to her car, and the police officer kind of like reached over her to the passenger side on the floorboard where her pocketbook was. So he was trying to find her identification, and he noticed that she like jerked. So he immediately starts, freaking out. She's alive. Like, need the EMS over here quick. Like, get her to the ambulance. They get her to the hospital, and she lived. But that's not the end of the story. So all these years later, she's in prison, and she's trying to at least make something good happen out of her crime, and it's not much you can really take out of that because 2 people were killed. But she decided to be a part of the team called Get Smart Team, and that meant she traveled around the state and she talked about crime prevention, and she was a real big advocate with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. But like I said, she didn't remember anything in that gap. One day at count time, the count is lasting forever, and she notices this girl across the hall from her, because it's like a standing count, and they start whispering back and forth. Finally, the girl across the hall looks at her and says, "Oh my God, you're Melissa." She then proceeds to tell her that she was one of the bartenders at the bar that night, but she was in school studying to be a nurse. And how about she immediately went into nurse mode that night? She told her everything that happened. She filled in those blank spots so that Melissa could tell her story more effectively when she spoke to all the people in the schools. That girl helped save people that day, and then she helped Melissa tell her story better. She was only there for 3 weeks. It's like she was an angel.